Martha Stewart's eggnog recipe has been taking the internet by storm lately, and I was really wanting to try it, but nobody in my circle drinks eggnog besides me. So I figured, why not try seeing if I can modify the recipe and make it small enough for two? Whatever. I make drinks, okay? I'm not a mathematician. It took a bit of trial and error just for me to kind of get it to be the texture of the original recipe while still being small enough and easy enough to make inside of a cocktail shaker or mixing bowl at home using whatever you've got. If you're new here, welcome to the tavern, by the way. I'm Shikachu, a bar wench with too many hobbies. And let's get to the real reason why you're here today, the eggnog. For our first ingredient, we have 1 egg, totally not farm fresh. Please don't snitch on me to Martha Stewart. Next up is half and half. Nope, this is not in the original recipe. Yes, I did modify this. Drink it or don't. 2 tablespoons of plain white sugar. Whipped cream. Now you can make it or you can buy it. I made it because I just happen to have heavy whipping cream on hand. Cognac. Now, Martha Stewart says to pick a good cognac, but I only have a budget for a good enough cognac. Next up is the bourbon. Martha Stewart recommends Maker's Mark, but I find that Maker's Mark is too sweet for me. I think that Bullet is a great mid-tier quality bourbon, and it's pretty easy on the pocketbook. I chose a spice rum for this. Any spice rum will do, whatever is in your price range. Except for Captain Morgan. Baby, you deserve better than that. Don't buy yourself Captain Morgan. All right, so we're going to start by separating the egg. We're going to put the white in the bowl and the yolk inside the cocktail shaker. Next, we're going to beat the egg yolk until it's pale yellow. And you can use whatever you got lying around. I'm using an electric whisk, but you can use a hand mixer or even a fork if that's all you got. Make it work. Next, we're going to add in our fine sugar. And to get fine sugar, you just take your regular plain old sugar, throw it in a food processor and pulse it a couple times. We're going to blend this with our egg yolks until they are shiny and smooth and silky looking. By the way, make sure to check the description box. I'm going to have some modification notes for those who might be weirded out by raw eggs or even people who are vegan. Now, keep in mind, you will not end up with the same exact recipe. It will not taste exactly the same, but I can at least guide you in the right direction. Next, we're going to add in our half and half, our cognac, whiskey, and rum. Now, if you want to add vanilla, do about 1/4 teaspoon at this point. I didn't add any because the rum I'm using has some pretty strong vanilla notes in it. So now we're going to blend those ingredients together. And in Martha Stewart's version, at this point, you would refrigerate it for up to a day. However, I want it now. I'm not waiting. So I made a little bit of a change. Slide that egg yolk mixture to the side and then whip up the egg whites until they're almost stiff, but not quite. And then we're going to pour it into the egg yolk mixture. So here is where I did something a little taboo. I added some ice and I shook it. Not too much because I didn't want it to get watery, but just enough to chill it because I was impatient and didn't want to wait while it chilled in the fridge. Now strain it into your fancy glassware and try not to be like me, don't make a mess. Now shaking it with ice did not destroy the structure that the egg white gives it because I didn't shake it for very long. As you can see from this top-down view, the top is still very frothy and very rich and very decadent. Top with whipped cream, but not
Cool Whip.
because this is your holiday masterpiece. Why ruin it? So this is my proof that I do in fact have whole nutmeg. However, when I was doing the second test of this recipe, my stupid grater broke. So thankfully, I had some ground nutmeg already on hand. For the final bit, we top with nutmeg and toast to prosperity and good health. That was my version of Martha Stewart's eggnog recipe. I hope that you try it and enjoy it. Cheers to you and happy holidays, my friend.